So these differences, unfortunately, people have mixed tradition with it and mixed the words of the scholars of the past with it, and all of this became sacred. And that's how our deen, our Islam, became tainted.
There's a question from the sister.
Yes.
Is it encouraging to see many young people embracing Islam? However, if we look closely to the youth, it's also visible that youth is also becoming polarized. As many youth become Islamic, so too many they appears to be on the other end. For example, just look at the many youth who appears without vision in their life. Please comment.
Yes. Youth are full of enthusiasm, and this is really good. And when they embrace something, with a religion or an idea, they are so enthusiastic about it, which is very good. But sometimes if they don't get the right guidance, what will happen is that they become fanatics about it. And we really need to be close to the youth. The way to answer this is to be close to the youth. Close. I say we joke with them, we eat with them, I play soccer with them, etc. So how many scholars would play soccer? Huh? So this is how you do it. And another thing that we teach is how to plan your life. This is one of my books. Write your life plan. And we teach them how to write and how to build it upon values and how to choose the right career, etc. So again, being close to them is the answer, inshallah. So,
Dr. Tareq, I'm sure you follow what's happening in Malaysia right now, right?
yes.
So I just like to ask your opinion. What do you think about our Muslim scholars here? I'm sure you know some of them because, for example, one of the scholars says that it's okay to spill the blood of protesters.
To do what?
Spill, that means to kill protesters who are against the government.
To kill who?
Protesters.
Protesters.
Yeah, okay, that's one example. Then there's also some attack now against a philosopher in our country because he tells Muslims to go back to the Quran as a source
No.
instead of, going back to the Hadith. So can you please give your opinion?
Yeah, I followed all of this and followed the issue of Kalimat Allah. So I follow. Let me give you my opinion. To give fatwa to kill protesters is un-Islamic. And also, not only un-Islamic, it's unhuman. So, by the way, this was done also in Egypt. Some gave the fatwa to kill. Come on, in the name of religion, we kill others. Please. See, do something for me, please. When you read the Quran, try to find anywhere in the Quran, anywhere, that Islam talks about jihad without mentioning defense. I would challenge, huh? Nowhere in the Quran jihad is mentioned without mentioning defense. So, now this is dealing with the enemies of Islam. How about dealing with our own brothers and sisters who have different ideas? So yes, I totally disagree with this fatwa. The other issue you mentioned is what? You mentioned another issue. Anti-hadith. Okay. Anti-hadith is not a new movement. This movement started at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. And the Prophet ﷺ gave the ruling. So the answer to this, we don't need from any scholar. It is the ruling of the Prophet ﷺ himself. He said, for those, this is the hadith, huh? For those who are leaning on pillows and say that the Quran is enough for us, let them know that I was given the Quran and and given the order to explain it, and both are the same size. أُوتِيتُ الْقُرْآنَ وَمِثْلَهُ مَعَهُ. So the Prophet ﷺ answered this. Now, I know that they are trying to spread the ideas of Rashad Khalifa. And Rashad Khalifa, many people don't know. Again, the one who tried to spread this idea in the modern time is Rashad Khalifa. Rashad Khalifa was an Egyptian who lived in United States when I was a student there. So I know a lot of details about Rashad Khalifa. And if you go to the history of Rashad Khalifa, wallahi, I'm not making this up. He claimed to be the Prophet of Allah. I'm not making this up. Go and check it, huh? So these people can reach this level, yani, yeah, sister, brothers and sisters. The Prophet ﷺ is the explanation of the verses of the Quran. If the Prophet ﷺ said something, somebody narrated us that he said something that does not fit with the Quran, of course we will take the Quran and leave this. Because it is not the Prophet who said it, it is the interpretation of those who narrated it. But we cannot practice our religion without hadith. We cannot. We don't know how to pray, how many rak'ahs in each prayer, etc. We don't know how to make the details of Hajj, the details of Zakah. We don't know. The Quran doesn't give us the answers. So that is my answer to that. On the word of Kalimat Allah, I believe that those who said it is not allowed were too sensitive. Abu Jahl, the greatest enemy of Islam, used the word Allah. And the Prophet did not stop him. By the way, I asked a question. Suppose we have an Arab who is not a Muslim. What word should he use? He cannot use God because it's English. See, the word Allah is, yes, our God, but it is the word for God in Arabic. We don't have another word, God. Ilah is also God. Allah is the God. So I think it's too sensitive to do this ruling. I don't agree with it. I think it is not needed and creates sensitivity as if we are weak. If they use the word Allah, then we doubt our religion. We don't doubt our religion. I mean, this was used by all the unbelievers at the time of the Prophet. All of them used Allah. So we have no threat that somebody uses Allah. Unless, and let me make this reservation, unless it is a Malaysian issue that is related to something in history or sensitivity, special sensitivity, that I don't know of. But the general rule is what I mentioned to you. Assalam wa rahmatullah.
My name is my question is, which is more dangerous, the Zionists or the Shias? The second question is...
I think one question, please, because time...
Okay. Yeah, Sayyidi. I know the Shias so well. And I have been to Iran. And I have been to Qum, which is the center of knowledge for Shia. And I met with their scholars. In my library at home, I have a full library of the books of Shia. And I have the books that are the original authority of the science or Islamic knowledge of Shia. brothers and sisters, have no doubt that Shias are Muslims. They are Muslims. We share a lot. Yes, there are differences, and some differences are in Aqidah, in faith. And some differences, a lot of differences, are in the practice. The differences in the practice doesn't affect us. The differences in Aqidah, in faith, in general, there are certain things that make you a Muslim, they believe in them. They have added some things that they believe it's essential as part of Aqidah. For example, that you must believe in Imams. This is an essential part of the Shia sect. We don't believe in it. They believe that their Imams have isma, which means they don't make mistakes. We believe that their Imams are great people. I've done a study on all of them, written the history of them. They're great people, but they are humans. They make mistakes. So, looking at these differences, they don't make the Shias not Muslims. They are Muslims. And among the major authorities on such an issue is Al-Imam Ibn Taymiyyah, who is considered the scholar of the Salafi school. And he has written books explaining the faith and practice of Shia. And at the end of the research that he has done, and this is written in his book Al-Fatawa, he says Shias are Muslims. So ya akhi, you cannot compare Shias to Zionism. There's no comparison. There's a political struggle, I know, but this political struggle should not reach relationships between sects among Islam itself. And as a matter of fact, going further than that, Zionists are not Judaism. I have written the Encyclopedia of Judaism. I know the details of that. I've written the encyclopedia about Judaism. Not all Jews agree with Zionism. So Zionists are the enemy, not only to Islam, but to humanity. It's a racist idea. And by the way, the United Nations declared Zionism as racist. And then they changed the ruling later on. But it was issued. So we're talking about people who are anti-religion, really, anti-Islam, anti-humanity. You cannot compare them at all to Shias. I know there are some brothers and sisters who they think that Shias are the most important enemy. This is not true. This is taking it too far, and it is wrong. Don't take political differences and make them into religious differences. Keep them in that arena. Allahu A'lam.
That's the last question from the brother.
Thank you. My name is Tareq, and I'm from Islamic.
Raise your voice, ya akhi, please.
Sorry. My name is Tareq, and I'm from International Islamic College, Islamic Technology College. And I would like to ask that, as we know, MSA, there are more corruption, and in Syria, there's eviction and all that. So, what are our roles as Muslim in Indonesia to help and fix them? Thank you.
Yes, I didn't get all the questions.
Share the issue in Syria.
The issue of Syria. Okay.
And cease.
طيب. The issue of Syria. It's very clear. I mean, have no doubt that Bashar al-Assad is a dictator and a criminal. And he is killing his own people. The last number last week was 140,000 confirmed killed. And we're talking 6 million immigrants. So we're talking about a catastrophe. Our roles depends on our responsibilities, our abilities. Those who can help with money, they should. Those who can help with spreading the truth, they should. Those who can help to fight against him, they should. But I am against anyone going from another country to Syria, because that will open the door also for Hezbollah to come from Lebanon and fight in the name that there are people who came from Saudi Arabia and I want to stop them. No interference. Wallahi, the Syrians are capable of toppling him unless the international intervention. It became a battle between America and Russia. It became a battle between Iran and Saudi Arabia, etc., etc. So that is what is hindering the ability of the Syrian people to topple him. So again, we must help, we must support in every capacity that we can. But with these conditions that I just mentioned, wallahi, brothers and sisters, I have no doubt in my mind that he will be overthrown. He will not last. Because, inshallah, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not leave injustice to continue. As long as there are those who are willing to give their life for the truth, injustice will not last. And that will happen also everywhere. Thank you so much, Ya Akhwan. Barakallahu feekum. Hafizakumullah. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Sheikh, for your beautiful lecture, inspiring lecture, and motivating lecture, Sheikh Dr. Tareq alSuwaidan. Brothers, ladies, and gentlemen, for those who are interested to pursue his talk, please visit IQ Institute Al-Qayyim Al-Jawzi in Mengkuang, where he will be giving his talk Empowering Ummah through Da'wah at 9 p.m. With this, I hand over the mic to the chairperson of the day. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Big round of applause, moderator, brother Hamdi Kamaramin. Thank you, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, as a token of appreciation to our international guest speaker, it's a great honor to invite the Honorable Datuk Mansour Haji Osman, Member of Parliament, Chairman of Penang Islamic Foundation, and the Honorable Datuk Haji Muhammad Rashid Asmal, the Chief Minister of Penang, to be on the stage to present a souvenir to our international guest speaker, Dr. Tareq alSuwaidan. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, once again, every round of applause to Dr. Tareq alSuwaidan. And once again, on behalf of our host, Penang Islamic Foundation, we'd like to extend our gratitude and heartfelt appreciation to all our guests, especially our guest of honor, Yang Muhammad Dr. Mansour, Yang Muhammad Dr. Haji Muhammad Rashid, Honorable Christian, ladies and gentlemen. Praise be to Allah, Lord of the universe. We seek of your means, of your mercy,